me evil, but how would you know it unless you live it already? You think you're better, right? Cause nobody's seen what you've done in the dark. But if I put your life in this light, you would crumble and fight to survive or die. But you knew that already. I ain't special, but I specialize in making you feel especially stupid for judging a human while you sit at home and the whole world can't watch what you're doing or follow and hate all your movements. I ain't complaining, but I know the people who do it are sicker than me, and I'm sick enough I just might lose it. Yeah, you think you know me cause you double tap on a picture. I hate the...
Hi everybody. Hope everyone's had a great week. Sorry for my promo video. I need to start fixing the size of it. Other than that, this is episode 11. My voice is my power. This week I want to talk about. Oh, give me 1 second. Let me fix the this. Do I sound better at all? I hope I do. I'm in a good spot with good signal. I don't see why I'd have a robot voice. Episode 11. This week I want to talk about narcissism and how abuse can lead to someone actually being the abuser. I've been doing a lot of research today. I'm going to be completely honest. I pulled a week to where it was like I waited till last minute. I've just had a lot of things going on, and I have to thank 3 people that I know. Nick from Unbox Thoughts. I have to thank my friend Outlaw and my friend Ashley. They were really supportive for me this past week. I'll admit I had a slip. Not drug related, but I had a drink. I wanted to let people know because I'm not a fake. I don't hide who I am. But I was really stressed. I know Blaze saying in the private chat, no, but I'm honest. It was a lot of triggering things going on, and I'm doing better now. I made a promise to somebody, and I'm going to keep that promise. But back to business. The thing is, with narcissism, there's so many different definitions of it. And I have got videos of it because I have better explanations after watching them to explain more in depth what they mean. Because people with narcissism, there's a disorder, and there's also a thing between borderline personality disorder and narcissism disorder. And it's all very different. With this, I even have another video that's going to show that how a narcissist will make you look crazy to make you look like you're the abuser and there's something wrong with you. 2 of the videos I have are from doctors or that are psychologists that actually talk about it. I mean, there's a lot of them that you can watch. For the one lady that speaks in the first video I want to show you guys, she has multiple different types of work with it, and I'm going to let you guys know this. It said the worst narcissism state is Los Angeles, California. I was in shock when I watched that video earlier. I was watching a lot of videos earlier today, but besides that, I really hope you guys had a great week. Okay. I really hope you guys had a great week. We had Unbox Thoughts, which was a completely amazing episode. Always. We had As We See It. We had Coach's Corner, which was a great episode. Politicking. I'm so happy to be on here, and I want to appreciate every single one of you that come out and watch me each week. It means a lot to me. But the thing is with narcissism, it goes along with like them saying they want to play the victim, so they have the most attention on them. Because they want to be praised. They want you to feel bad for them at first and give in. I've dealt with narcissism. I've known people that have gone through it, but there is another one they said that is a hiding. They want people to even sit there and give them credit for something they're doing. Like I said, the video is going to explain a little bit more. But with dealing with these, just remember something. You are so much worth more. And I even want to give you guys a heads up. Because my particular comment relies on the videos. Next week, I'm going to be talking about the movie The Girl in the Basement. The Girl in the Basement is about a girl. It's based on a true story. Her father locks her in the basement and has kids with her. He technically has 3. There's 2 different videos of it, but the one I want to talk about is the one you can find on Hulu. You can watch. So far that I've watched it, it's pretty good, but it has a lot of triggering. So whoever has that, you need to watch that. If you do, I will pick bits and clips out of it, because what she did in that story is great way. Another great example, and it's horrific and a perfect example of, the abuse, and it being a child, and the mom was blind. So if you guys have a chance, if you guys need a login to watch it on Hulu, get a hold of me. I can give you the login info that I have. You guys can watch it, because that's what my next week's episode is going to start and talk about. I'll put little bits and clips on TikTok if I need to, so you guys can see it. You guys have already seen it on TikTok because we're having it on there. I need to find the old one, that, because I was told that it was a bunch of different sequences. I'll get all the notes and stuff for it. But other than that, hi Cassie, hi Dark Wolf, hi James, hi Nick. Thank you guys for coming. The thing is, though, with dealing with people with this, I see it a lot. There's so much toxicity on social media because people want praise for everything and push you and whatnot, to get gifts. Like on TikTok, I see it because that's a lot of, like, when I was watching my videos today, they were talking about getting praise, like, well, I'm sitting here, gimme. That's another form of narcissism, because you're demanding it. Like, I've been seeing a lot of other videos that's coming so toxic that you don't even want to come on social media. Can everyone hear me okay? And see me okay? Because another part of my screen's froze. But I've seen videos where people are just arguing. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And it doesn't make you want to get on that social media platform and scroll through. Because I'm going to be honest, I hardly watch TV anymore. Once in a while if I get really bored. But I'm constantly on TikTok. Like scrolling through like the videos. Most of you all have TikTok. Most of you I met off TikTok, but I see the beef between people and talking like, okay, listen, we're all adults on an app. We need to act like adults. How is that helping? Using people as a pawn, how is that great? It's not. Okay. But before I keep going with that, I want to show the first 7 traits of narcissism. She is a doctor. I'm going to go ahead and play that. Blaze, can you pull that up for me, please? It's a really good video. You can find it on YouTube and watch her other ones. And after we watch this, I'll talk more about everything.
7 signs of narcissism, and you're also going to tell us how to spot them. Let's just go through them one by one. What's the first one?
So the first one's lack of empathy.
Okay.
And that's a defining characteristic. That's a defining characteristic of narcissism. In fact, if I see that somebody has really well-preserved empathy, I'm like, nah, not even happening. So that to me almost is the requirement. It's the bedrock of this pattern. The second is entitlement. Entitlement is that sense is that somehow someone should deserve special treatment, even if it's to the detriment of other people, that somehow they are different than everyone else. Again, sort of special by dint of their existence.
Yeah.
The third is grandiosity. It's sort of an unrealistic assessment of one's capacity or abilities, or they talk about a grandiose world that they don't even live in, the things that they may someday do. You know, someday I'm going to climb Mount Everest. So they talk about it as though it's something they're actively doing or have already done. So it is, again, a very unrealistic, almost fantasy-like version of the world. They'll often talk about having one day the greatest love affair or the greatest love story or the greatest wedding or the greatest career. Everything is just bigger and larger than life. Number 4 is superficiality. There's a very vapid quality to narcissism. They're really only concerned about appearances, how a person looks, what a person owns, where they live, what they drive, what they carry, the shoes on their feet. It's very, very superficial to the detriment of other characteristics. Somebody out there might say, oh, but I love fashion, but they're a very sweet, kind person. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about superficiality with absolutely no depth behind it, or judging people solely on superficial characteristics and quality. Number 5 is chronic seeking of admiration or validation. It's the constant need to be receiving praise, recognition, and nowadays that's really amped up because of social media, that they have to get likes and they have to get lots of traction on their social media page and they need lots of followers and all of that. So it's that constant need, but it never stops. If you're even close to them, like you're their child or you're their partner, you have to constantly be telling them how wonderful they are and how great they are, and way beyond the thing that they've done. It's almost a nuisance to get a gift from a narcissist because you have to thank them for it so many times. It would have been easier to buy it yourself. Number 6 is their tendency to rage. They don't have good command of their emotions. They tend to be all over the map, and the one emotion they tend to manifest the most often is uncontrolled rage. That's often because they're so frustrated and they're so insecure, and they don't have good ways of dealing with their feelings. So it's not unusual for them to just come out. When things don't go their way, they don't have any tolerance for frustration. So you'll see a lot of rage that comes out. And number 7, I'd really say, is arrogance. It's, I'm better than you. And in some ways that sort of draws from the grandiosity, it draws from the entitlement, but it can come off as a snobbery, as a dismissiveness, as a devaluation, as an invalidation of other people, just sort of like sweeping them away. And so those are some of the 7 key characteristics. In my book, I actually lay out what I call 31 characteristics. Oh. It's like, I think it's a lot more than just the 7, and it takes in a lot more territory. Jealousy, envy, getting pleasure out of other people's misery, lying, cheating, a lot of really negative interpersonal patterns. People who are narcissistic often engage in projection. They make their faults and flaws yours. Like, I didn't say that, I didn't do that, you did. They'll accuse you of something they did, and you'll often be quite confused. They engage in dynamics like gaslighting, where they question your reality and make you feel like you're literally losing your mind. Like, that never they'll say things like, that never happened. And you'll be like, but it did. And then you'll start questioning yourself.
Did that happen? Right.
And people who spend enough time with narcissists find themselves plagued with self-doubt because narcissists so often question their reality.
So with those 7, do they have to have all 7 of those?
The DSM has a list of 9, which takes in most of those. You only need 5 of the 9, plus this idea that life isn't going well, that distress, to get it in the DSM. I'm actually a little more generous. I say, like, you need to have, like, if you have 5 of those 7, you're in trouble. But the lack of empathy is the requirement. Yeah. To me, everything. So it's like that plus 4 or 5 others, and not so good.
And huge takeaway for me was in our last episode when you talk about empathy and how it related to raising your kids. So if you haven't seen that episode, make sure you go back one and take a look there, because that was just absolutely, for me, phenomenal. How quickly, if I'm just at a party and I meet people, can I find out if someone's a narcissist?
I mean, I'm a pro, and I'm in and out in 15 seconds. Like, I got
15
this.
seconds.
I got this. Like, before I even got to the second bite of the pretzel.
Our session is going to be 15 seconds.
You can, what it is, at a party, it's almost easier, right? Because, I know it's kind of mean. I probably, cast out a few. It might take me longer. Some people, if they're a narcissist, you're going to be able to tell quickly. Sometimes it takes you a little longer if it's a bit more subtle or covert or something like that. But it can happen pretty quickly. Watch the back and forth of the conversation. Is there a genuine curiousness about you? Like, do you walk up to them and say, "Hi, nice to meet you, I'm Ramani," and you'll say, "Hi, I'm Kyle," and then it's the Kyle show.
What's the difference between a service animal and an emotional support pet? Well, a service animal has...
And by the time this conversation is done, there's no sense of anything about me, and not even an opportunity for me to have offered that. It also might be how they conduct themselves in that. Like, do they just keep talking about themselves and only in these sort of unrealistically glowing terms? Do they almost seem too, but at the other extreme, they also may be a little bit too slick and too smooth, like, maybe not like they're coming on to you, but like it's just almost too charming. I find charming people terrifying, because I know that's often like the soft sign that psychopathy or narcissism's coming around the corner. So charming people, I actually like uncharming people. Like, the more socially awkward you are, the more I'm like, this could be a real, sure thing.
Real person.
Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Sign me up.
So if I meet somebody and I suspect they're a narcissist because they're only talking about themselves, they're not interested in me at all, they're very grandiose in their the content that they're putting out there, are there any questions I could ask them that could give me some instant feedback?
What you can do is ask them something that has more, that pulls them away from talking about their work. Like, let's say they're bragging about work. They're sort of like only talking about one thing. Try to change it to something else. Like, what are the things that bring you joy? Like, really ask them like a feely question. And then if they're like, blah, 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 like they just sort of like become like, huh? Feeling? I'm going to go get another martini. Like, they run away. That's probably a sign. Like, it's sort of a game for me at a party. If I think I've met a narcissist, I'll say, "Can you tell me a little bit about your inner world?"
Yeah.
Because I know what you do now. And I'll often get people who look at me like I'm speaking in tongues, and they'll often say, "I see someone over there. I got to go." And they'll often really cut the conversation.
People are going to be so nervous when they meet you at a party now. They're like, "Hey, by the way, I'm not a narcissist. I saw you on that circle."
Like, I'm out. I'm not talking.
That's also a show I would definitely watch. You with a hidden camera just meeting
at a
people.
Party. Yeah. In LA, it's actually it's blood sport here,
because
it's like
you can fishing with dynamite.
Well, it's like
here.
It's like seashell collecting.
Yeah.
By the end of a party, you've got like enough. You've got enough.
I mean, it really. I know
bag.
we joke about how narcissistic LA is, but it really is true.
It really is true.
Yeah, we live here, we work here. It's
a mothership.
Insanity.
It really is.
Yeah.
But here's one thing you'd want to be. I mean, again, I don't want people dismissing people in like the first 15 seconds they meet them. Let's say someone does talk about themselves a lot. The other thing you do want to be mindful of is they may be socially anxious. So they may have trouble kind of taking and rolling with it. That's why I'm saying, if you could slow the conversation down, maybe even make it about something that's happening around you, like something very sweet, like something that they're drinking or something special they may be wearing, but making them make it more special, not like, well, this is the designer label, but try to make it about the moment, what's personal.
All right. I just want you guys to get like a little comprehend of it because there wasn't very much left of it, but you guys can see it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the chat know exactly who a narcissist is. I'm pretty sure everyone knows one. It could be a brother, mom, dad, friend, people, because we all know one. Even if you are one. I thought that was the other video I had because, like I said, I was watching one. They were talking about more in depth, but with all of that, even going through the abuse, say you didn't recognize they were a narcissist, and maybe down the road you started seeing the signs, making you feel bad about yourself, and going around just criticizing you till you feel nothing. The thing is about it, they're going to make you look like that. I do have one more video I want to play before the break. It's not very long. This is a prime example of it showing how this person made this woman sound crazy because he was manipulating her with the narcissism, making her feel bad. Ladies, can you go ahead and play that one?
Do you notice that the abuser in the clip is the calm one? That is the purpose of reactive abuse. It is a chess move. The abuser will purposely gaslight, dog whistle, and any other forms of abuse to get their victim to react in an abusive manner so they can blame shift and say, oh, whoa, 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 I'm not abusive. She's crazy. He's an asshole, whatever the case may be. That is why they do that. When you're calm, cool, and collected with an abuser, they're putting you down, calling you awful things, physically hurting you, whatever they're doing, and you're calm about it, like, hey, let's go to therapy, or, can you please calm down? It inside will subconsciously trigger them like, oh God, because they will realize they're the problem and not you, and they can't have that, especially the narcissist. So they will push you until you are abusive so they can blame shift and make you the problem.
Exactly. Because listen, when you are dealing with them, they're gonna play the victim in every situation to make them look good. I've seen it. I see it on TikTok. I've seen it with my own self. Making you look like I never said that and the thing is though, when you actually have physical evidence and showing, well, you just did this, I have it right here. That's not me. They will lie tooth and nail to make them look better. Or well, why didn't you sit down and talk to me? Well, listen, this goes hand in hand for the last few things that's been going on for the last couple weeks. The thing is, someone that has been through narcissistic and mental abuse, emotional abuse, okay, will still have the mental state, okay, without proper therapy, okay? If the person that does the abuse and the other victim both get therapy and don't continue it, the cycle will keep going. And that's when the other video comes up, but I'm not talking about that right now. It happens that way. It takes a lot because when you get into another relationship, it goes in the cycle. You are going to have the tendencies. Okay, let's use a prime example. Let's say I'm home, who I'm with comes home from work and I don't have something clean or something done. I'm going to apologize because people that have been through this apologize for everything. And I'm a fine fucking example of it. I will apologize and say sorry for everything. You know, inside at work, I say sorry for everything. I was told by my boss to stop apologizing. It is sad, but it's true. You blame everything on yourself because you're so used to the mind state cycle of everything is your fault. And it's completely not. And the thing is, though, with people that have dealt through it and our self-esteems are so low. Okay, I've met some pretty incredible people that have been through a situation that they're glowing. They're doing much better from what I know. And I will tell you, I met some pretty incredible people that have been through it and they're living the best life. And I'm so happy for them. And trust and believe they still have triggers. My mom does. My mom's doing good. I met other people doing good. And it doesn't even have to be a relationship with somebody to deal with narcissism or any type of abuse or to make you feel bad and just get whatever. It could be a friend. And if they do something for you, they want regulation. Well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have that. It shouldn't be that way. First off, they ain't your friend. They're just using you. Point blank. But cut them off. Because they're just going to drag you down and want appraisal. See, with me, I got a call from my therapist today to redo my appointment. In this chat, can anybody put a 1 in the chat if you guys know a narcissist or know of a person of a narcissist? I know it's kind of quiet in the chat. All right, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and head to break. Go ahead and press 1s, and I will be right back, and I will talk more about my next video.
In a darkened graveyard,
know it unless you live it already. You think you're better, right? Cause nobody's seen what you've done in the dark. But if I put your life in this light, you would crumble and fight to survive or die. But you knew that already. I ain't special, but I specialize in making you feel especially stupid for judging a human while you sit at home and the whole world can't watch what you're doing or follow and hate all your movements. I ain't complaining, but I know the people who do it are sicker than me, and I'm sick of the fights my losers. Yeah, you think you know me cause you double tap on a picture. I hate the
Listen, I promise I'm gonna fix my promo videos when I come on here. I'm not great. Okay, but does everyone understand like, where I'm coming from with this? Because I just want people to understand that. With narcissism, it's different. I don't want you guys to go, oh, well, you're a narcissist. I hate people like that. That point, narcissist. I hate it. Not everyone is a narcissist. There is disorders that make people look like that, but it's a mental disorder. Okay? But there's also people that bend to the victimization of narcissism and become a narcissist himself without being with proper treatment. I'm ET. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. I was making sure. I have a fan going, everybody. Get taught up here, okay? I don't have an air conditioner, so I'm using a fan. But with this, I've seen people that have been victimized through narcissism and point, you're a narcissist. You don't get me. I've been through this. Blah, 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 blah. And, trust and believe, yeah, I told people my story. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I'm the one that went through it. I'm doing better. But it should not be the blame, poor me, fucking pity party bullshit. Okay? Yeah, we feel bad for him, but a lot of people don't like talking about it. But at the same time, with me, if I don't get the proper treatment and I don't realize what I'm doing in front of me, I can become the abuser in the cycle. As she was saying, it happens. The next video I have, he is a doctor. He says, he talks about how the victim can become the abuser. In the chat, while you guys are watching this video, can you guys give me a sign of how you guys can tell someone's a narcissist? And as soon as you're done, I'll read your guys' comments and we'll talk about it. Blaze, can you play the next video?
Are there times when the abuse victim becomes abusive? Perhaps it's out of reactive abuse, and we're very open to seeing it that way. However, bad behavior is always bad behavior, is what we say. And so are there times that we need to step back and say, wait a minute, this woman needs some help at emotion regulation. Hello, I'm Dr. David Hawkins. I'm the director of the Marriage Recovery Center. Don't forget to push that subscribe button. And we have many, many, many helpful videos for you. Also, don't forget to call us and allow our client care team to help you find a healing path for whatever you're experiencing. This video, abuse is always abuse. Now, are there times when the victim can be abuser? Are there times when the abuser can be victimized? I know I'm stepping on your toes, but I want you to think about this from a larger perspective. Because if we simply put the man in a perpetrator treatment program and put the woman in an abuse recovery program, that is good. That is good. But we're trying to think beyond that. Are there times when the abuse victim becomes abusive? Perhaps it's out of reactive abuse, and we're very open to seeing it that way. However, bad behavior is always bad behavior, is what we say. And so are there times that we need to step back and say, wait a minute, this woman needs some help at emotion regulation? Are there times that the man needs some help because he's now walking on eggshells and he has been abused? Now, I know this challenges the way that I've been talking about this for years. It challenges the way we think about it, because we think about the abuser is the abuser, the victim is the victim. That's all there is to it. He goes into his program, she goes into her program. That's it, end of story. I don't think we're doing the best that we can do by thinking about it that way. So I want us to think about this differently. I want us to think about that women can be emotionally abusive. Men can be victimized. Let me say it one more time, because that's really the heart of this video. That's what I want you to think about. Women can be emotionally abusive. Men can be victimized. We have clients that fit this profile. It does happen. And I want you to be clear that this happens. And I want us as therapists, I want us as a healing community to think about this problem from a larger perspective. This doesn't by any means suggest that she doesn't still need help in recovering from narcissistic and emotional abuse. She does. It doesn't by any means mean that he doesn't need very specific treatment at narcissistic and emotional abuse, taking ownership for that and stopping bad behavior. It does mean all that. We understand reactive abuse. However, let's just widen the circle just a little bit. Let's just look a little bit deeper at the problem to make sure that we are helping both partners set good boundaries, helping both partners embrace healthy behavior, because it's going to take two healthy people to make a healthy relationship. And most of these couples are going to stay together. Yes, you heard me say that. Most are going to stay together. And so when we counsel them to run for the hills, he's an abuser, she's a victim, that's all there is to it, black and white. He needs to be sent away to treatment and she needs to get out. That's not the best counsel always. So let's think about it from a larger perspective, and let's be very wise. Please do remember, we're going to hold the perpetrator responsible for perpetrating abuse. We're going to help the woman recover from trauma and abuse. However, we're going to watch for whether the lines ever get blurred. And that's a more realistic approach, just watching for whether the lines get blurred so that we're providing comprehensive treatment. All right, again, Dr. David Hawkins, push that subscribe button, call our office, we'll help.
As you guys can see, the cycle keeps going. I could say for you guys to get out, like I have. But it's also good. Like, I don't want to push therapy on anybody, but that's gonna help. Because when you're going through that, you're gonna have the depression, you're gonna have, the suicidal thoughts, you're gonna go through a lot of shit. You're gonna feel drained, you're gonna want to have a nervous breakdown where you're not gonna want to eat, you're not gonna want to drink, you're not gonna want to get out of bed. My comfort zone personally is my room. All honesty. But when you have kids, you can't do that. But it's hard trying to get through the cycle and everything else to get the help you need. I I know way back when my abuse was already like halfway through and I had my daughter, I went to my counselor, and they seen it in his eyes, asked if we would want to do couples therapy. He said no. You can't push the abuser or anybody to do that. Like I can't. I mean, I could stop going to therapy, but a couple months or a year, I'm gonna want to go back because I mentally have a hard time personally not taking something for my panic attacks. I've had panic attacks at work here the last couple weeks because sometimes works hard. Um, but other than that, the thing is though, when you are dealing with everything at the same time at the end of the day, you're gonna want to sit there and talk to people, hang out with people just to get away from the abuse. Like my mom said last week, she used work. Realize something. No matter what someone says to you, and you got the social media narcissism, you got the social media bullying, you got the people thinking they're better than everybody. But listen, you got friends that hate on you. And I was talking to a girl at work. She was talking to me and stuff, and I brought up a point. You got people that they were talking about like judging. The people that want to judge you are very bored with their fucking life, okay? They have nothing else better to do because they hate theirs. Because every person I know that comes to my podcast, people that I know on TikTok and everybody, you're all fucking amazing people. Straight and honest. And I love every single one of you. Because no matter who makes a judgment at you, they ain't shit. Yes, I'm supposed to wear glasses. I'll admit that, yes. But I don't. My glasses broke, Blaze, but okay, I will. But what I'm getting at this is no one is better than you. Going through narcissism is hard. It's a part of the cycle. It's a part of the abuse. It is abuse completely. I know you're just playing. But doing the little moments in your life, I'll give a prime example. Me be able to get stuff for myself now. I actually just bought dinner. I bought dinner for my nephews. They were doing the kitchen, but I bought dinner for everybody. And I don't really get to do that with them. It felt really good. It really did. The little moments is the best thing. Just finding the encouragement of doing that, getting the help, talking to people, and not shutting down. But journaling is another good thing. Just watch yourself, because you can become that cycle. And Demi, don't get me wrong, I have met narcissistic people on TikTok, but the people I hang out with, and I know most of them are all here, they are not narcissistic to me. I met people that have been through it. I've met people, whatever. But you still have the toxicity of the backlash going on to where you're like, no. I met someone that preaches about narcissism and being there and being through abuse. The way I look at it is, I've been through it, and I take criticism. Okay. I've been in the same situation before, to where I was warned, but I really wasn't warned till after the fact of being with this person. You need to listen. Do you know why I say that? Because look where it fucking put me through. I'm saying it flat out. I don't care no more. I have no filter. You're just not as good as that person. Going through the same cycle with everything, you're not helping the situation at all. It's going to be 10 times worse. The suicide tendency is going to go up high. But you can only speak to somebody so much to where you feel better about yourself. You feel your entitlement to everything. No one's entitled to anything. No, like, I'm not entitled to any of you guys. I don't you guys don't owe me anything. But you know what I got out of this whole aspect of my family is I got you guys, and you guys are my friends, and I love you. No one is perfect, real fuck up in life. Let me tell you something, okay? I did this in high school. I will admit I was a hoe, okay? And yes, I fucking said it. I had a new man each week, new man each month, depending on who I wanted, okay? I know how it is in high school to be that fucking sleazeball, okay? I was like that. I met my match, okay? I've met my match. My baby dad beat the fuck out of me. I dealt with that. He cheated on me. He stayed up all night on fucking Yahoo Messenger on a fucking webcam, and I caught him doing it. Okay? And my ex, my first husband was fucking sending dick pics to other men. Okay? Way before I met him, I looked in history. He was by before I knew him. Then second husband was on Second Life. It's a virtual reality game. Got his jaws off playing a virtual avatar. Okay, we all meet different types of narcissism. Okay, you know, men that go get money from women. Okay, I've been through that's financial abuse. But for me, when I got notified, okay, about what the men that I've dealt with my second husband, I was notified by a girl. She took the bitch that he cheated on me with, took me out to Texas Roadhouse and told me everything. She paid for my dinner, bought me sneakers, because he used to come to work and take my money, and she treated me. You know what the fucked up shit is, though? You listen and you take your grain of salt with it. You know, everything's with a grain of salt. You do whatever, but you fucking listen. And don't fucking point fingers and say it's a lie. I'm tired of it. Reason why. That girl didn't have to get that girl got the shit beat out of her, and I listened to her. You know what I did? He went to fucking prison, and I left. This other one, I was giving messages of him and got pictures of it. I called him out on her shit. Didn't want to believe it. But then I started to fucking listen because it became a fucking habit, and I caught him in it. There is victims. But no person that is a victim of past narcissism abuse or any past shit has a right to judge another person that's been victimized. I'm a fucking victim. Way in the past when I was young, yes, I was that bitch, and I was a whatever the fuck you want to call it, because I'm not. I've been on the both roads. I know a lot of people, done a little whatever. But know something. I am that woman see another person that I love and fucking care about get judged. I'm gonna fucking speak up. I'm gonna speak my mind because I've kept my mouth shut. And I'm doing it on my podcast. I can get yelled at later. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of it. No one has had it worse than the other. I was almost dead. I've seen the light. I've been choked out to where I've seen it. I've been at a McDonald's at night because I was with a narcissist that took my fucking car. I've had a gun to my head. So you can sit there and judge another fucking person talking about pity you. I've lived couch to couch. I've had my own place. I've seen people are fucking dead now. Before anyone judges another person and don't want to listen to it, okay? Know something. Someone has it worse than you, okay? And if the people that want to point fingers at people that have a support system, like I keep telling everybody, it's always good to have a support system. And let me tell you something. I have the most greatest support system of all time. I have my mom. I have people on TikTok. And you know what? I'm so thankful for them. I know I'm probably going to get yelled at later on, but oh well. I know. Oh, I have Blaze too. I forgot Blaze, everybody. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I have the FFN Network. I have them too. The greatest support system, getting me to talk. You guys are like complete fucking awesome fucking people. You know, it took a lot for me. I'm gonna quit talking about that because y'all get my fucking point. Sorry, it's unfiltered Alyssa tonight. I couldn't even nap today. I've only had probably like whatever, and tried to take a nap early, and people just want to keep calling my phone. Legit therapy called me, and then my phone kept dinging. I'm like, nope, I guess I'm not meant to take a nap, and I just ran out of cigarettes. So, another thing is going through the stress of like, you know, recovery. I do count mine, even though, you know, it said it was just a slip and I'm only human. I take it as a relapse to me. Because I've seen it to where I used to go to meetings. Me and my second husband used to go to meetings that I went to AA. Yes, please. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break and I'll come right back.
In a darkened graveyard, close the light.
Call me evil, but how would you know it unless you live it already? You think you're better, right? Cause nobody's seen what you've done in the dark. But if I put your life in this light, you would crumble and fight to survive or die. But you knew that already. I ain't special, but I specialize in making you feel especially stupid for judging a human while you sit at home and the whole world can't watch what you're doing or follow and hate all your movements. I ain't complaining, but I know the people who do it are sicker than me, and I'm sick enough fights my losers. Yeah, you think you know me cause you double tap on a picture. I hate the...
All right, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so what I was saying, the reason why I consider a relapse is because when you have somebody like my second husband, we went to meetings. We would leave a meeting to go to our grad year, go home. So you never knew. It hard for me like to trust to go to a meeting like that. I'd always count like if I fucked up as it. But me personally, I've gone through a lot of stress here lately, and shit's been bothering me, and I've been having a lot of bad dreams and the triggers. But I am doing a little bit better. Also, I've been thinking about going and talking to my therapist, which I have an appointment on June 26th to see her, to see if maybe I could go back on to where I tried it before. It was the pill to keep me from wanting to do it, just because of my stress level. I've noticed a lot of times here at work, I've been getting really panicked, overwhelmed, and stuff at my house, and just a lot of things where I've been stressing over every single thing, and I've been having nightmares. I actually had a couple using dreams. I have not cut myself or anything like that. I'm doing good on that aspect. I am doing a little bit better. Just I got to keep my mind busy. It's making me where I'm not really wanting to take my pills because it's making me like too tired. I'm not wanting to get up. I think I need to go back to trying to take them. But a lot of times I will take it if my mind keeps going, because my mind races a lot. And I think I need to have myself reevaluated. I can't sit still for a long period of time. I'll move. And my mind races too much, and I don't know what's going on. And I got to see about a few other things that's a little bit personal yet until I can kind of figure it out, because there's a questionable diagnosis that I have. So, yeah, it could be ADHD. But in all technicality, I will say this. Back in 2020, I was possibly told that I had schizophrenia. But I'm not 100% sure of that, because they told me it could be with my bipolar disorder. So it's a questionable thing. I took a shot because when I was using so bad, I had a psychosis. And I would hear things coming out of a fan and like air conditioners, different things. But I haven't heard that lately. But it's still something I still want to get checked. Hi, Christopher. Other than that, the reason I say that I do have a new sobriety date. It was not hard drugs. It was just a drink. I am taking accountability for my actions. So I know when I leave work, I'm going to be doing a printout. Because if anybody asks, like, well, hey, what time do you get to work? But here's the thing. I'm kind of accident prone at work. I just got burnt on my hand, and it's bubbled right here. And I have a little bit of cream thing on it. But I burnt my hand on the oven, and I need to be placed in a bubble. It's like a second degree burn. I need to start clocking in, because I clock in, clock out right before I leave. Yes, I am very, 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 very silly when it comes to that. Don't get me wrong, I do love my job. It's very easy. I know the pace. I know what I do when I go in. I'm pretty good at it. I actually got another tip the other night. Where's that? Made another $5 at work. Everybody in the back did on wing night. And getting out. And I know in the process of recovery from narcissism and all of that, getting busy in the worst place is your head. It's very dark. If you have that time alone in your head, it is very, very scary depending on who you are. With me, I relive my dream, my past. I'm a cook. And so me working there and doing this, doing that, I enjoy actually baking. But cooking, that kind of stuff is easy to me. I enjoy cooking steaks. I'm a very good cook with that. I make really bomb steaks. I don't care who you are, and that's the reason I got tips, because my steaks are good. But I'm gonna tell you, just doing different things in recovery of it and keeping yourself from becoming the abuser is my point today. Doing little things, working, getting out the house, doing things you like. Even in therapy, they'll ask you, like, my counselor at one point asked me what I enjoy to do. I used to color. I used to draw. I don't do that anymore. Because I can't personally sit to do it because my mind races too much. Oh, I want to do this. I can't even watch a full movie sometimes. Like, I legit have to wind myself down to actually do that. If anything, in my nose, I'm a minute, my nose is stuck on my phone. Unless, like, I'm hanging out with, like, my nephews and we're walking, or if I'm going on walks, I won't have my nose in the phone. With exactly like with my kids, like when I had my kids with me, I didn't really have a phone. My full attention was on my kids. Even through the abuse, like my main attention, I look at my kids every day and I just want to hold them. Even when I got out of the abusive relationship with my baby dad, that was my prize. I pissed him off when I got custody each weekend, though. He didn't get to have him during the weekend. I did. Remember, my point is for this week, make time for yourself, look out for the signs, and know your worth. Because you're all complete fucking amazing people. Every single one of you. And if you have a family and you have good people, don't turn your back on them. They're there for you, even if you think, because you think you're bothering somebody, and I'm that person that think I'm going to bother somebody. You're not bothering them. They're there to help you. You just got to open up your heart, your mind, be like, hey, are you busy? Can we talk? Because they're going to sit down and listen to you and give you the best advice. It's up to you to choose what you want. You can't keep going to them with the same problem. Well, what did I tell you? I mean, did you try that? And if you say no, look, well, you need to try, and you do it, then they're just going to give up on you. Keep your promises. And please, if you guys need to, like I said, next week, I'm going to be watching the movie The Girl in the Basement. I will be talking about it, the reviews from the article, the actual true story. I'm going to look for the other one, and I'm going to compare the two. Because that is a form. It's a child going through it and dealing it with their father. True story. Me and my mom were talking about it last week. She did appreciate everyone that came and watched her last week, and she said thank you. What I also want to let you guys know, please go see the Louie and Ernie show tomorrow. It's completely amazing. They give out prizes. They just gave out a $50 gift card. I won a $25 gift card on the Louie and Ernie show. It's for anybody. Ernie is pretty fucking hysterical. I got a glimpse of him today. He already flushed Nick's meds. But I hate to tell Ernie, Nick's still better than Ernie. Just saying. And he can target me all he wants because I'm probably going to log on just to irritate his soul tomorrow. Louis is amazing. Great laughs, great, just a great vibe. It's growing. And make sure you guys watch everything else next week. Unboxed Thoughts is amazing to me. I will be working, but I'm going to have it on. The way we see it with Blaze Man and everybody. Coach's Corner, doing amazing. Going on its 11th episode. We got the politicking, and you got mine. Don't forget to check us out on the website. Other than that, you guys have a great night. Remember the Lou and Ernie show tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, guys.
How can you see into my eyes like open